obviously we got off to a great start tonight. I thought our passing was excellent early in the game. We were able to go down low and get a bucket with Kyle to start it, and I think that forced them to collapse and give us a lot of open shots. And I think when we pass the ball, we're obviously a team that can hurt people, and we did a pretty good job taking care of the ball tonight. So we had a couple of goals. We're trying to get better at our half-court defense. So for the last 30 minutes of the game, we basically played straight. We pick up full, but we didn't really. We called the press off, and trying to get more sound defensively in the half-court to get ready for next week. And we tried to work on our turnovers. So our goal was to be -10 tonight in turnovers. We accomplished that. But we regressed a little bit at the foul line, so that's a concern, especially with a couple of starters going 1 for 4 and 2 for 4. So, and 1 for 4. Jaron struggled, Kane struggled, Gary. So we continue to work hard at our free throw shooting.
You haven't dribbled out the last 20 seconds or so. You just think that was a classy thing to do instead of going for the 100 points?
Oh, the last thing. I'm a son of a coach. When you're up 43, you don't try to rub it in. At least I don't. I've been on the other end of that stick. You and I both know that, Bill. 12 years ago.
I don't think you ever got beat. Oh yeah, you did a couple times.
Oh yeah. Trust me. I still wake up every now and then.
Forgot about you, Tom.
Yeah. So that stuff doesn't concern me. Juan just got the job. He's trying to build his program, trying to teach his kids how to play hard. I could care less if we get 100.
Jennifer has hit his career high in scoring 2 times in 3 games.
I think that will continue all year. Justin's worked really hard. His confidence is up. I tell you what I'm most proud of. If you look at his turnovers, none again tonight. I think he had 1 in our last game. He's taking care of the ball. I'm not surprised he's making shots. He works really hard at it. He's really dedicated himself, and it's made our team better. See, when a guy dedicates himself and commits to being the best player he can be and putting in the effort and the focus, and he plays well, it gives the coach a lot more options. Makes me look smarter because the ball goes in. But then when you're in my position, you got to give the kid the credit because, people talk about player development. Well, some guys develop like Sean Kilpatrick and others don't. And I think you got to give the player the credit when a player puts in the work and is notably getting better. I mean, you guys have watched Justin. I mean, he's obviously a totally different player. And I would say it's 2 things, maturity, but it's also, I think, his commitment level, his practice habits, and the time he puts in the gym, and how much, I think he just takes it a lot more serious.
Was there anything specific that changed that for him? Is it just maturity and he saw that?
He wants to play. I think he wanted to play. I told him he wasn't going to play if he played like he did the first 2 years. I'm not really honest with my players, and sometimes people always put it on the coach. I put it back on them. Players determine playing time. They just pay me to win games. When it comes to basketball, I'm paid to win games. I'm just going to play the best players. Do I play favorites? Yeah. Play well, you'll be one of my favorites. I mean, it's not rocket science now. So he's playing really well. And I tried to play him and Kane together because they're going to play together at times. So I tried to take a segment tonight. I pre-scripted that, to be honest with you, where I was going to play them together and defensively try to do something with those 2 in the game to see how it looked and how it worked. They don't get a chance to do that in practice.
What made you start Kane and Kyle Washington tonight?
But I felt like it. It's great to be the head coach.
Did you like how that looked with Kane?
I could care less who starts.
Oh no, I was meaning defensively. Using
Oh, we didn't do it that long. I was trying to look. I think we only played them together for 3 minutes. So I have to go see on film because we pressed when I did it. I wanted to see, but you got to one thing. Coppin State, obviously, the score's lopsided. They only had 11 turnovers, which is far better than anybody we've played all year. So we weren't able to wreak a lot of havoc on them. But I think that lineup could cause some people that maybe don't handle the ball well some problems when those guys get after the ball handler in the backcourt. So we'll see. I think it's something definitely we'll be able to use throughout the year.
When you go to Cayman Islands, a location like that, is it tougher to keep their focus a little bit?
I think it's easier. Their girlfriends are all at home. I'm dead serious. I think when you go away, even though the weather's nice, this team's a little bit different than any team I've ever coached to be honest with you. I get guys, they complain if Mark Berger, our ops guy, if he gets some fast food. Like Garrett and Kyle don't eat fried food. I mean, I got guys on this team that are really trying to have a great season and make basketball their career. So I don't anticipate the fact that the weather will be warm to be any issue with these guys at all, to be honest with you. But I do think when you get them on a remote island, it eliminates a lot of distractions in today's society.
You feel like you're ready basketball-wise?
No, nobody does.
Yeah.
Of course, I know it's time to play though. It's time to get some resistance. I think Buffalo's picked to win their side of the MAC.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yep.
Richmond struggled, but yeah, UAB's as good as anybody, or maybe picked to win Conference USA. So I know on the other side, I think Wyoming's got a really good team. Everybody obviously would know about Iowa. But Buffalo's picked to win the MAC, and the MAC's obviously an upper mid-major league. So I know they're a tough physical team, but it's time. We need it. It's time to play some teams that can beat us if we don't play well. So, but nobody thinks they're ready right now. I probably won't feel like we're ready until January or February, to be honest with you.
Looked like Jacob got dinged up a little bit.
Oh, you missed that? Something with his hip, that's all I really know.
No.
Or was that out there?
That was out there.
I really don't know. Something with his hip. I told him he's getting old. It's not your knee, in basketball, it's your knee or your ankle. You got a hip problem. That stuff that bothers me. Bill Cook had a scooter one time, so his hip was bothering him. Really just got a scooter because he wanted to have a scooter. Sold a scooter, gave it away. So Craigslist, eBay, couldn't even sell it on eBay. You guys need anything else?
No.